Welcome to this video on Marketing Cloud for account engagement customers. Nebula Consulting is a London-based Salesforce partner that have been in the ecosystem for well over 10 years now. We're also an ISV partner, so you can find us on the App Exchange. We mainly focus on implementations, marketing automation, complex integrations and user enablement with Salesforce technology. Our main big focus is on the B2B sales and marketing lifecycle. So think about all the different types of support that we might provide along that type of journey, all the way from lead generation to sales process right through to the analytics. Our core skills focus around Sales Cloud, Service Cloud and Revenue Cloud, as well as Data Cloud, Marketing Cloud and Account Engagement, CRM Analytics and Tableau, Experience Cloud and Development and Integrations. In this video, we're going to look at Marketing Cloud for account engagement customers. We're going to look at how you can find the settings and the prerequisites for getting Marketing Cloud, how you can enable the copy content to CMS and then find that content, and how you can start using Marketing Cloud as an account engagement customer. So you'll have seen this pop-up arrive since the winter 25 release if you have account engagement. So in my org I also have Data Cloud enabled, so because of that I have a banner at the top of my screen as well, which is encouraging me to go to marketing data. And what this is going to do is prepare my org for Marketing Cloud. So the majority of the setup for Marketing Cloud is in Salesforce setup under the heading Marketing Cloud, and we have a really nice setup guide with some subheadings here for the different areas. But if I just go into the Assistant Home very quickly to show you what it looks like, we've got a really nice setup assistant to guide us through that process. So if I just go into basic settings, it's going to show us the prerequisites that we need for Marketing Cloud growth. Now, we've kind of skipped that step here because, like I said, I already have Data Cloud enabled in my org. So because I've already got that and I already have Salesforce connected to Data Cloud, I'm already halfway there. And because I've got account engagement, I've now been given Marketing Cloud as well. So all I really need to do is finish configuring it, because Marketing Cloud has already been enabled. This button here is greyed out. So this is what has happened in the Winter 25 release. We're not having to, as account engagement customers, go and install and set up a new marketing tool. We've already had it enabled for us as part of that release. And if you have, and this is if you have Data Cloud enabled and account engagement. So as mentioned, all we need to do is go to marketing data, and what we need to do is install these marketing data kits. And this is really quick actually, it's a one-click update. So we click on install and they say it takes around 30 minutes to complete. So we'll wait for that to work, and what it'll do is it'll just install some of our data kits in the background, and then my follow-up step that I will do after this is that I'll just need to go into Data Cloud and then deploy the related data streams as well. So it's really as simple as that. So once that has been configured, what I can do is go back into account engagement and start preparing to start using Marketing Cloud features as well. So how can we copy our content from account engagement to Salesforce CMS or digital experiences so that we can actually use that content in Marketing Cloud? So we're going to navigate to Salesforce Setup, and under the account engagement heading, we're going to go to copy to CMS. And we can see our business unit there. We just have the one, but if we had loads of business units, we would see all of them listed below. We're just going to click on the drop down arrow and click on enable, and then we'll just click on continue. And this is going to enable our business unit to create a workspace. So it's going to create a CMS workspace called a really interesting name, which we're going to have a look at now. So let's go find our CMS workspace that's just been generated by Salesforce for us. So in CMS workspace, here we have our content workspace at the very top. It is such a long name that it gets cut off. So it's called Content Workspace for Marketing Cloud Account Engagement, Copied Content, and then our business unit name, which is Nebula Consulting. It is such a long name. Obviously, if you have multiple business units, it will have one per business unit. So you'll have a different workspace generated with a different business unit name at the end here. Just note that in Salesforce help, it does mention that you shouldn't rename this workspace. Even though it is a ridiculously long name, they do recommend not renaming it. So just bear that in mind. But now this is available, so we can actually move our content in here. So now that we have created our CMS workspace, what we can do is we are back in account engagement, and we can look at copying certain things to the CMS. So I'm going to start out with files. So in content and files, I'm just currently looking at all files. So you will have noticed that this new view filter will have appeared. So what we can do is we can switch this to see which of our files are CMS compatible. So I'm actually just going to filter this out a little bit, because the first content that I'm really bothered about converting, for example, is going to be our guides. So at Nebula, we've got quite a lot of guides that we use for, sharing our expertise on account engagement. So for example, we're going to say which of these are CMS compatible, all of them, because they tend to be PNGs or JPEGs or PDFs. And what I can do is just select all of those and then click on copy to CMS. And if I hit go, what that will do is copy it to our CMS workspace. So we'll get an email once that's done, but it'll be available now in our CMS workspace. Okay, so let's take a look at the content that we have copied over into our CMS workspace. And we can see all of our guides here. So if I just click on an image, for an example, you can see what this looks like in the content workspace. And we can see that it's currently in draft mode. So if we wanted to be able to use this, so the status here is draft, what we would need to do is actually publish this. And once it's published, then we would be able to actually use it in our emails and things like that. So just go back. So that image is now published. So we've got that status there. Unfortunately, there isn't a quick action to bulk publish yet, but I am aware that we can publish via the API, so that could be an option. Let's have a look at what a sent email looks like in the content workspace, because I know a lot of people have been really curious about this. So if I just click on a sent email, you can have a look at what this looks like. So this is just an example one that I had copied to the CMS just so that we could see what it looks like. So I'm going to click on edit. So we're all familiar with the Lightning email builder that is available for account engagement. And what we can see is that if I click on edit, this is using the latest version, which is part of Marketing Cloud. So we can tell that because we have the subject line and pre-header in the same screen at the top here, We also have things like brand available to us and things like that. So because I've already enabled Marketing Cloud Growth, it's enabled it in the Marketing Cloud Growth version of the email builder, not the account engagement version of the email builder. So if I click into one of these sections, what we can see is that we've got the HTML of this section, but we've got the entire email HTML here. So it's the whole thing. So we can't drag and drop new sections in, it's just the entire email HTML that we've got there. But that's great, because what we could do is we could still use this, we can still edit it, and we can still send it if we wanted to. So I could publish this. So I'm just going to hit publish. Oh, it might, I need to update some of the settings, but we could use this for automated emails only in Marketing Cloud Growth. So we do have the ability to copy over our emails, but we won't be able to use the drag and drop and build on our existing emails. So how to enable Marketing Cloud for account engagement customers. Before we do anything with the platform, the first thing we want to do is identify a use case. At this moment in time, if you're just wanting to try out the platform and see what benefits it could bring you, my recommendation is to identify 1 or 2 single use cases for you to use on the platform. For example, we've got a customer who has multiple business units on account engagement. As account engagement doesn't give you a hierarchical business unit structure, they're looking at using Marketing Cloud as a sort of global business unit so that they can do global campaigns and cross-regional marketing communications and things like that. So that's a perfect idea for a single use case that we can start with. The next thing we need to do is enable Data Cloud. And again, I've got a recommendation here that you need to speak to your account executive or your Salesforce partner. This is because while there are a few different products out there that give you Data Cloud for free, which is amazing, there are limits on that and it's not capped. So you might end up setting it up and having to pay money for the data that you're ingesting or something else, because if it's not configured correctly, you might not configure it in the way that you can have it for free or for a low cost. Next, we then enable Marketing Cloud. So we make the app visible for users, we give some users permissions, and we do some of the initial setup. And last but not least, that's when we can then migrate our content and our consent status for the data that we're going to use for our use case on the platform. Thank you so much for watching this video brought to you by Nebula Consulting. If you have any further questions on how to set up Marketing Cloud, or if you're just evaluating the different Salesforce marketing products, don't hesitate to get in touch with us.